Hi, this is Congressman Garamendi with, once again, a weekly report. You may have seen me on C-SPAN as I talked on the floor of the House about the horrible tax bill that the Republicans are pushing through on a very, very super fast track. If you talk about the high-speed rail, this is even faster. We're talking about a piece of legislation that is horrible economic policy. 50% of the $3 trillion tax cuts go to corporations and the top 1% of America's wealthy population. It is absolutely astounding that anybody would write a bill that would make income inequality even worse. But that's exactly what they do by really eliminating many of the taxes and providing even more tax breaks to the super wealthy. But that's what this bill does. On the corporate side, they've written it so that there is encouragement to offshore American jobs. They call it territorial taxation, so that a corporation can shift its profits onto some low-tax country somewhere around the world and avoid American taxes completely. It's just really bad economic policy and terrible social policy. Looking at this tax bill, if you're in a high-cost state like California, New York, New Jersey, Illinois, Massachusetts, where you have income taxes and you have very expensive homes, this bill is a disaster. The mortgage interest is actually cut in half. All mortgages over $500,000, no more interest deduction. And that's really important where the average home in California approaches $1 million. Same in those other states. And state and local taxes, your property taxes, your sales taxes, your income taxes, can't deduct them anymore. What does it mean? Well, if you're in the Central Valley of California, as Jeff Denham is in his district, 101,000 of his constituents have an average of $7,982 of deductions for state and local taxes. Gone, your tax bill goes up by a couple $1,000s. Oh my, how could anybody vote for that? Well, I'm not. I want good tax policy. I want corporate tax restructured, reform. I want to see the reforms on the personal income tax. There's a need for the middle class to get a tax break. There's absolutely no need for the super wealthy like Donald Trump, Wilbur Ross, 4 members of his cabinet. They don't need a tax break, and they sure as heck should be subject to the estate tax, which incidentally would be repealed. What does it mean for Donald Trump? Well, if he's worth $4 billion, his taxes would be a full $1 billion when he dies. Well, his children would have to pay $1 billion of taxes. And the same for the other 4 super wealthy members of his cabinet. It's just not fair. And it's terrible economic policy. It is trickle-down economic policy to a fare thee well. And what it's going to mean is this economy is going to suffer. We're going to see more offshoring. We're going to see the middle class stuck, not with lower taxes, but in many cases like California, higher taxes. We've got a fight on our hands. I want to remind you of what you did when the Republicans were trying to kill the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. You resisted, you fought back, you contacted your Congress members and senators. Do it again. And you got to do it soon. This is on a fast track. Next week, before Thanksgiving, they're going to try to ram this through. You must stop them. I look forward to your work and my work. We have a heavy lift out ahead.